Good morning, folks. My name is Chris Chandler, President of PFL, and we hope that everyone had a great weekend. The Dow closed higher on Friday of last week, but down 927.12 points week over week. The S&P closed higher on Friday of last week, but was down 26.49 points week over week. The Nasdaq closed higher on Friday of last week, but was up 61.28 points week over week. And overnight trading, Dow futures traded lower and are expected to open down this morning 15 points. Oil prices settled higher on Friday of last week and higher week over week. WTI traded up 98 cents a barrel on Friday of last week to close at $81.31 a barrel, up $1.45 per barrel week over week. U.S. commercial crude inventories increased by 8.4 million barrels week over week. U.S. crude inventories are 3% above the 5-year average for this time of year. Total motor gasoline inventories increased by 3.5 million barrels week over week and are 8% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Distillate fuel inventories decreased by 1.9 million barrels week over week and are 20% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Propane and propylene inventories decreased by 2 million barrels week over week and are 21% above the 5-year average for this time of year. Propane prices were up 5 cents per gallon week over week, closing at 79 cents per gallon, down 34 cents per gallon year over year. Oil is higher in overnight trading, and WTI is poised to open up 23 cents a barrel from Friday's close. Total North American rally wheat volumes were down 0.14% in week 2 compared to the same week last year. 8 of AR's 11 major traffic categories posted year-over-year increases. The most significant decrease came from chemicals, which was down 7.26%. The largest increase was from grain, that was up 21.22%. North American rig count was up by 10 rigs week over week. The U.S. rig count was down by 4 rigs week over week and up by 167 rigs year over year. The U.S. currently has 771 active rigs. Canada's rig count was up by 14 rigs week over week and up by 29 rigs year over year. Canada's overall rig count is 241 active rigs. Collectively, we are up 196 rigs. Folks, we have a few things that we are watching out there for you. We continue to watch natural gas and Freeport. Natural gas continued to decline last week, closing out the trading week at $3.17 per MMBTU at Henry Hub. Freeport's LNG 2-piece CF per day facility started receiving natural gas over the Martin Luther King weekend. See PFL's Rail report for further details. We are watching Intermodal. Todd Ternensky, Vice President of Rail and Intermodal at FTR, and a friend of PFL who we exchanged certain information with, said during a webinar last week that Intermodal is going to have a tough time. Previous conversations with PFL were along the same lines, and we agree with Todd and seeing it in the numbers reported by the AAR. Carloads are up and intermodal down. Why? Weaker demand, competitive truck, U.S. port activity is shifting. See PFL's Rail report for further details. We have a lot to say on this one. Folks, we were at Mars in Chicago last week. Mars this year in Chicago was an incredible conference, and PFL was a proud sponsor. Hats off to Bill. Official registration, 951 people, but there was a lot more hanging out in the lobbies. PFL was there in full force, myself, David Cohen, Brian Baker attending, and we had a very busy table in the exhibition hall. All shippers at the conference were focused on service. See PFL's Rail report for further details. Please read PFL's Rail report today for further details as it relates to this podcast. In addition, we also highlight the latest refinery runs. Petroleum rail cars are up week over week in today's report. In addition, see the latest import and export numbers. We, of course, have quite a few detailed graphs and charts for your viewing pleasure. Also, in every weekly report is the latest and greatest on what cars are available for sale, lease, or sublease. Please call PFL today for all your railcar needs, including storage, leasing, subleasing, car cleaning, repair, flaring, nitrogen generation service, and transloading services. Well, that's all, folks. We hope you have a great week and be safe out there.